Being in custody does not mean all hope is lost. To the officers of the Ghana Prison Service, it is a boarding facility, just like any other residential school across the country where students reside away from home for some time. This detention center, which helps to reshape the boys back into society, is the Senior Correctional Center, SCC, in Accra. Unfortunately, the basic needs to reshape the juveniles are inadequate. The center is in dire need of a school bus to ferry the senior high school boys to their various schools, and for now have to depend on the bus from the headquarters, which is affecting their studies. They are thus appealing to all to assist the center. Our reporter Juliet Metal-Edmonds has spent some time with the juveniles and officers at the SCC and shares her findings in this report.
It is a Monday morning at the Reformers Junior High School located within the Senior Correctional Center.
Our Y is equal to 1, MS plus 1 here. So when we come, we make what? Our 4 1.
Make no mistake, these are juveniles and young offenders who are in custody on different charges. They are between the ages of 13 and 21. At the time of our visit, the boys were busy with their studies.
We have the pen drive. We have the what? Mention them. The memory card.
Starting from grade 7 to 9, the Reformers Junior High School introduces the boys to formal and non-formal education. Palm printing and splatter shapes in creative arts was the subject engaging the non-formal class during the team's visit.
Beautiful. Clap for yourself.
Soon, it was time to take a break, and the boys had to stretch for about 15 minutes and return to their various classes. During the 2023 BECE, our news team met 26 of the boys. 16 have been discharged after serving their sentences. The rest are still in custody. This was a conversation with our team after their last paper.
First part was interesting in school. I want to become a doctor and great scientist.
I want to become a mechanical engineer.
Today, they have all gained admission to a number of senior high schools. This is one of the inmates whom the crew interviewed during the BECE. He is currently in one of the day senior high schools in Accra.
I'm offering welding and fabrication. We are doing a lot of practicals.
Meet Superintendent Patrick Safo, formerly a teacher at the school, and now the head of education at the center.
They started writing the BECE in 2009. Initially, when they passed the exams, because those days it wasn't free chairs, normally get about 2 or 3 people being sponsored by individuals. But with the coming on board the free chairs, this day around, all of them are able to get into the senior high school. We have some of the boys who are now enrolled. They've managed to pass here. They've been discharged. They are in SS. Some of them are in hostel. We need solid funds to pay for their hostel fee.
Movement of the boys from their home to their various senior high schools is challenging. The center has no support of its own and relies on the headquarters bus. But what happens when that particular bus is off the road?
We normally allow the boys to go. The officers will just accompany them. But in fact, it's not the best. We don't want the general public to know where they are coming from. So even escorting them itself for the public to know that these are boys. In fact, at times we try to shelter from that angle. If we can have our own vehicle, we can just send them, because at times the boys, they don't have to, because it has to go through all the schools. Some of them won't even end some of the lessons at the various schools. They have to ask permission and leave to come and join the bus.
Inadequate teaching and learning are impeding their studies. GBC News tried to find out whether parents are allowed to support their wards' education while at the SCC, since they will one day be discharged.
I have never encountered a parent who has willingly said, I'm going to provide books for my ward. And sometimes even those who pass through our hands after BEC, when we are to send them to secondary school, it really becomes a headache. Sometimes we, the officers, have to contribute for the boy to get admitted and start school. Because even though they are going to be day students, they give them prospectus. They give them a few things to buy. There are parents that they just come willing, they'll buy their uniforms and everything for them. But we have some that when you even call them, they will tell you that they don't even have what to eat in their house, not to talk of coming to support them. And there are some people that they think that so far as the person is here with us, the person is a government property.
Whenever the boys have to write the BECE, they are ferried from their home, which is the corrections facility, to the examination center under supervision. We sought their reaction if one day the correctional facility becomes an examination center to avoid inmates traveling to write their papers. This is the response of the officer in charge of SCC, Deputy Director of Prisons, Millicent Owusu.
Normally when it is examination time, I see them to be very happy. And for the fact that they are even leaving this facility to another place is also a different feeling altogether for them, because at least they will get a chance to see their colleagues who are also in the other schools. Very happy if we can get this place as a center where other schools too can come here and write the exams with them.
This is the library for the boys. At a glance, it looks impressive because it is stocked. However, these are mostly outdated and no longer useful due to the new curriculum and change in books. The center is therefore appealing for assistance to get current textbooks and reading materials. In 2023, the center appealed for support with computers because the boys are learning ICT but do not have a few due to lack of computers. Thanks to donors, the center now has computers, but have they been connected to the internet?
Service providers in terms of network, internet bundle and other things, if they can also come and help us. We want to move from the normal ICT learning to teach those who are also interested in maybe graphic design, t-shirts, key holders, even complimentary class.
DPP also thanked all for the support over the years. Even with the inadequate teaching and learning materials, these juveniles are expected to write the same exams with their other colleagues from different schools. And their appeal remains for continued support for the Senior Correctional Center to rehabilitate the boys with structured routines to be reintegrated into society.